the first month I closed $60,000 in business. 3 jobs, like a small one and then 2 medium-sized jobs. Now it's funny because part of the reason why I closed them was because my pricing was so low, right? But when you start a business, that is part of the journey. Like your pricing is just off.
Yeah. And you're trying to get social proof, right? So that's what you're paying for.
Some of it is like, it's a loss leader, but like, it's important to price your stuff appropriately unless you have a bunch of cash that you could just afford to burn.
How many of those $100 leads, new build leads, would you say it took to close one back when you were doing it?
I closed the 60 grand in like 3 days. So it's probably like, I probably spent $1,500 on marketing to close 60 grand. Now, I feel like that your mileage may vary, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is with home services, you should have a very high close rate. Again, these are brutal, rough jobs. This is not cushy. So like, like the market is begging for good service providers. So it's
yes,
like, you're going to be able to close stuff. The question is not, yeah, I understand. Like maybe I am uniquely good at getting out of bed and generating leads and finding business, but like, it's not rocket science. This is not OpenAI level research scientist work. Like you can do it.
Okay. So did those first 3 jobs come from the Angies and the Home Advisors of the world, or?
They were all Angie's List, Home Advisor. Yeah. Yeah.
What about the next 90 days after that?
So
what did that look like?
At that point, and if I could go back and what I would do also, we kind of did this, but reader, listen to me. The other thing that I would have done on day one is I would have, so we have our cohesive branding, right? Set up your website, set up your Google page, set up your Yelp, set up your house page, set up your Better Business Bureau, set up your Chamber of Commerce, set up your, did I say Instagram? Like this laundry list of things, have them all be the same. Again, same phone number, same address, same brand. And then you want to hire a VA, which I know your audience already knows about, like they've heard about that. You want to pay above market for a VA. So it's your first VA. You don't have a system that's organized. You don't have like a plug and play system where you can hire maybe a lower wage person and kind of plug them into something that works. You need somebody who, what I always tell people is like, if you hired an entry level employee, and what's minimum wage in Dallas? Like, or what's like
$8?
Okay. Well, you'd probably hire somebody for $15 in Dallas, right?
Here
it's 20. Here it's 20. Like you could hire somebody for $20 in Dallas. What I tell people is pay 12 or 15, which feels like a lot, and then pay that to somebody in Central America, South America,
Philippines.
You're going to get somebody with a master's degree with 5-10 years of work experience who is really good, right? And they're going to, that wage, you could pay $4 or $5. You're paying maybe 3x or 2x, but your return on that is like 50x, right? And you need that. And again, this is if you're serious. This is not like for me, it was like, I burned the boats. I'm jumping in. We're doing this. Like I sold 60 grand the first month, like probably 100 in the second. Like we are pregnant with this business. This is not an experiment of like, let me build one deck and see how it goes, right? Like I'm contractually guaranteed to deliver on these services and I'll be in really hot water if I don't. So you get that one VA, you've got all of these billboards set up, you've got your Facebook set up, you've got your Instagram, all these things, and you're posting every single day. You've got your email newsletter, like you're posting every single day. So that's the other thing that's happening. And then there's this Stoic concept, pronoia, which is like the universe conspires in your behavior. It's the opposite. It's the opposite of paranoia, right? Pronoia, paranoia. And what I often tell people is that, capitalism is the greatest force for pulling people out of poverty and making good things happen for people and raising their standard of living. And your local economy is conspiring in your behavior. Like it wants you to be successful. And what that looks like is your material suppliers in your area want you to be successful. The customers want you to be successful. Employees want you to be successful so you can provide the market with jobs. Adjacent trade professionals want you to be successful. Like if you are a deck builder and, a landscape architect is hiring you to do a good job, like they're depending on you to be successful. So there's this whole ecosystem that is actually conspiring in your favor for you, that wants you to be successful and is kind of this like virtuous system. But they need to know that you exist. So part of what that looks like today is you put up all these digital billboards. Another thing that's really important for this like lead flow is you need to go meet all these people. So, and that could happen digitally, it could happen in person. For your material suppliers, these are your lumber yards, these are the sales reps for different products. Like you call them, you go meet them in person and you say like, hey, I'm Jameson. I'm new. I'm doing this thing. It's going to work. It's going to be awesome. Like, how can we help each other? And they will send you leads. They will send you business. It's going to happen in every industry. There's some flavor of that exists for what you are doing. Instagram and Facebook, kind of think of them as the same thing. Very effective, not for B2C, but for adjacent referral networking. So for any trade, there's this, like, you want to increase your surface area of people knowing who you are. So for us, what happens all the time is like a roofer, they're doing a roof and maybe it was a storm that damaged the roof and damaged the deck. And they call the roofer first because their house is leaking. And then while the roofer's there, the client's like, hey, do you know any good deck guys? And because we are super active on all the like social media, blah, 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 the roofer is interested in what we're doing. And the client's probably not on the day-to-day basis, like looking at deck building, whatever. But the roofer is like, he likes seeing like interesting, cool stuff and they know who you are. So I think in our first year from Instagram driven referrals from other trades did around like 400 grand. And then I think the second year was like 600 grand. And these are like mostly landscaping guys who follow us and like would send us stuff.
That's basically free. That's organic.
It's sweat marketing. Like it's just, you pick up your phone. It's the Gary V, like you just talk into your phone. Like the only marketing that we have ever paid for was in that first month doing Angie's like Home Advisor. And then we've done a couple of Yelp promotions, but we've probably done like $7 or $8 million of revenue, all organic driven. Another asterisk is like advertising works. Don't be the dumb contractor who's like, all you need is word of mouth and like just doing good work is enough. It's not. Advertising works.
Yeah.
So like that's a big initiative for us in 2026 is like winning at PPC, Google LSA, Meta ads, that kind of a thing. But our first 3 years, like we spent nothing on ads.
That's incredible. Have you ever heard the quote, 50% of advertising works? You just don't know which 50%.
Yeah. No, well, there's better tools about like attribution and things like that. But yeah, the important thing is that it's funny, like you do run into a lot of contractors who will tell you like advertising doesn't work or we tried Facebook ads and they don't work. Like they do work. You're just doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Or you don't know how.
You're not testing enough.
Yeah. So you got to get that system going where you have your digital billboards, you're posting a lot and you're off to the races.
Well, what I love about what you say, which is different than what I say on this podcast a lot, like a lot of times I'm like, hedge your bets, don't quit your thing yet, just start testing it on the side, go see how it works, go quote some jobs. And you're like all in, like digital billboards everywhere, no pride, no shame. This is who I am, face to the camera, real, authentic. Like, what do I have to hide? And good things happen.
Yeah, I think I'm like not skilled enough to do something and hope that it works. And only with 150% effort will it work. I'm just not smart enough and talented enough. So for me, and that's how I've been my whole life, I just know that like I have to do it. I have to be all in. Otherwise it won't work.
So you might not know this, but this isn't my real channel. My full channel is linked below or right here. Go check that out for full episodes.